Can you see the lecture? It's called week 11, solid modeling. You are section 104, right? Practical. You get it? Okay, thank you. Let me share the Autocad with you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Share screen. Okay, guys. In this small recording, I'm gonna show you how to do the how to add dimension to your drawing. Okay. I'm not sure if I started the recording or not yet. Okay, the recording is there. Okay, so you can see the AutoCAD now. Okay, guys, as usual, you get into this one there. Once you open your file, then you go and change the workspace, and to make it consistent with the new kind of problems, which is the 3D problems. Okay. And I'm gonna assume, guys, that I have my drawing. I'm gonna just make very simple box. Before I start this one, I have also to prepare the workspace itself to be ready for the 3D drawing. So if you remember, guys, we said our default location is southwest. So you click on that one, and then let's assume that this is my drawing for this class, and I'm gonna activate. Remember, guys, this is a wireframe. Better to go with this one. And now I'm gonna show you how to add the dimension to your drawing. Okay, before you do any of this business or adding the dimension, you have to go. Remember, guys, if you remember, and we have that menu bar where we format or we come up with our dimension style. Exactly what we did in the 2-dimensional, we repeat it again here for the dimension style. So you go to format, and then from the format you go to dimension style, and then you go with annotative, and then you start a new one, give it whatever the name you like, and then you say continue, and then you start actually fixing up this one. And for example, usually we get rid of all these zeros. Until this moment, I see a lot of people did not apply this step, which is getting rid of the zeros of the precision. No need to have a bunch of zeros while you are not having any fractions. Okay, so this is the first thing that you have to go with. The second thing that you have to prepare your text height to be consistent with the new limits. Yani if you are speaking about dimensions in terms of hundreds or thousands, this number should be big. Okay, so let's try like 2 or 3 because I did not change the limits. Okay, so this is the text height. What else we can change? Actually, we can change this distance. Let's make this distance 1, for example, which is actually the spacing between the numbers, guys, and the dimension line. If you look before, this was the number before. It was 0.0 something, 0.09. See, guys, if you apply it, then you can see that your numbers are very close to the lines, which is not preferable, of course. So I have to add some number here to leave a space between the numbers and the dimension line. What else we need to fix, guys? If you recall from the 2-dimensional, what else we need to fix? The arrowhead. We need to change that size to make it consistent with the dimensions. Okay, and if you remember, guys, if we have circles, better to make this mark big, like say 0.5. Here you go. Okay, as you can see, guys, it becomes bigger. What else we can fix, guys? Remember, lines, the offset distance. Remember, what is the offset distance? It is the spacing between that extension line and that corner. If you leave it that small number, you cannot distinguish between the original lines and the dimension line. So better to make this one big. So let's go with a big number. Let's say 1, for example. And again, I need to extend that line beyond that end. Let's make this one 2. Here you go. So you can see this changes. And if you are happy with all of this, just say OK. And then before you leave, you have to highlight your the one that you created, and you say set current. So from now on, guys, all the dimensions that will be added to that shape, it should follow up that dimension style. And now it's time to see how to add the dimension. Before I speak about adding the dimension, I'm gonna review some part that I spoke about in my recording, which is called user coordinate system. What do I mean by user coordinate system? You just call it by writing down 3 letters. UCS. U stands for the word user. C stands for the coordinates. S stands for the system. Which means what, guys? Which means that you are enforcing the AutoCAD to follow up the dimension, the coordinate system that you like. Yani, for example, here is the coordinate system which is called the world coordinate system. Usually your X is in this direction, your Z in that direction, your Y in that direction. What if I decide to have my own user coordinate system? User coordinate system means what? You can change the location of the origin. And instead of putting the origin here, you can put it anywhere else. Okay? You can also change the orientation of the X and Y and Z. But at the end, you have to follow up the right-hand rule, which means that if your X is in that direction, and Y in that direction, if you are moving your fingers, 4 fingers, from X to Y, your thumb has to refer to the ZA direction. You get it? So you have the freedom to do everything except one thing, that you cannot change that the right-hand rule. Okay? Because usually the Cartesian coordinate system are following that right-hand rule, or what we call it a screw rule. Right hand screw rule. Okay? It's like as if you have a bar screw, guys. When you rotate the bar screw in the clockwise, it will feed up in where? Downward, right? But if you rotate it anti-clockwise, this means that it will feed up upward. Clear, guys? So now let's assume that I need to put dimension on that surface or that face. Okay? Usually we start by saying user coordinate system, UCS. Okay, and then push enter. And then once you push enter, guys, as you can see, it's as if you are you have the freedom to locate your origin wherever you like. Okay, so usually, guys, I come to that side and be and my intention to make that side is the active working area or active drawing area. How did I know that it becomes active drawing area or working area, guys? By just changing the color. You see, you notice that the color now is blue, which means you are ready to draw on that one. But once I come to that surface, this means that my task is done. No, you still have some steps to be done. Like what? Look carefully at the command line. What the command line tells us right now, guys? The command line is telling us to do what? Specify the origin. This is the first thing that you have to locate in your coordinate system, right? So I prefer usually, guys, to make my origin at one of the corners. You can also put your origin at the middle of the surface. How can I put it at the middle of the surface? If you remember, guys, we have to go for object snap first. Okay, if you went through the recording, I explained this one in details. You go to 3D object snap, and from the 3D object snap, be sure that this one is active, and then you get into this one and activate center of face. Remember, guys, if we are dealing with two-dimensional, usually you have center of object and center of circle. Remember, but if you are speaking about 3D, it makes sense that your center is no longer a center of object. It's a center of one of the faces. How many faces do we have, guys, here in that shape? 60 faces, right? Okay, so you can activate that one. Not only this, you can also go with the midpoint of an edge. So how many edges do we have? We can count, guys. We have 4 edges here, and we have 4 edges at the back, and we have 4 edges in between. So you have 12 edges. So you can also go with mid What else we can catch up with this object snap? We can also catch the vertex. What do I mean by vertex? These corners, guys. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to my to answer the first question. The first question is to do what? Is to locate your origin. As I told you, I can put it here. I can put it at the middle of my edge if this one was active, or I can put it at the middle of my face. Okay. So it doesn't matter as long as you will orient the X and Y the way I show you. So I'm going to pick up this one. And now look again, guys. All the time, your eyes should be looking at the command line, because this is the only way you can proceed in implementing your command. What is the next question? Please tell me, some volunteer. Specify a point on X-axis, which means, guys, if I see, wherever you go, the X-axis is going with your mouse, right? So I decide to make my X-axis along that edge. So I just simply pick up the end of that line. And then the next question is what? Specify point on the XY XY plane. You can pick up any point here inside, or but I prefer always to go with this A, to go with the other corner. Okay, so you click on that one. How did I know, guys, that this surface is active now for drawing? Very simple. You can go for orbit, and from the orbit you can rotate it a little bit. Here you go, guys. You see? Did you see this mesh, this network, this net زي شبكه كده موجوده على الايه؟ على it's exactly on the top of that A, the top of that surface, which means that your surface is active now for A, to do your job. Okay, so now, guys, I'm gonna take myself back to the A, to the original A view. How can I get back to the original view? Usually there is a little box there, there is a little icon there, guys, which looks like a country house. Okay, if you click on that one, it will take you to the original A view. Now I'm gonna make a little zoom in and zoom out. No, Z axis in this direction. Just try to apply the right hand rule. Imagine that you are rotating your power screw from X to Y, so you are moving anti-clockwise. This means that your feeding will be outward. Yes. يا راجل يا طيب. You go from X to Y. You go from X to Y. Then Z axis should be outward. Okay. So now, guys, we are very sure that now we are ready to make our A, to draw on that surface. Now, what can we do? What can we do is just the regular A dimension as we used to do before. Okay, what kind of dimensions, guys? You can go with A, linear, aligned, whatever. I prefer to go all the time with A, the aligned dimension. Okay, so you go and click on the aligned, and as usual, it's reminding you that your scale is 1:1, and then now be ready to pick up your A, the beginning and the end of the line that you are intending to put the dimension for. Okay, so you click on that one, and you click on that one, and then you put your A, your dimension. Unfortunately, guys, my dimension is very big, so no problem. I can go back and format, and then go to dimension style. Which one? Yes, this one. And then remember to modify, not to create a new one. No need to make the text very big like this. Just 0.1 is enough. Okay. What else did we play with, guys? We play with the symbols and arrows. Just 0.1. Okay. Let's make it 0.0. It was 0.0, right? 0.9, which means 0.1. Okay. Let's make this mark small. Okay. 0.05. Okay. And then lines, again, I'm going to take this one to a just 0.1. And this one is also 0.06 or 0.07. And then say OK. And then before you leave, you set current and then close. Here you go, guys. You see, now you can see your dimension. But there is there is a mistake, guys, that I did here actually. What is that mistake? When I put the dimension for that box was almost the dimension is like 0.3, 0.4. So if you make approximation, remember that we removed all the zeros for the precision. So usually if you are speaking about 0.2 or 0.3 and you make your rounding, it will take you back to the A, 0, right? This is why I can see the dimension here is equal to A, 0. You got my point, guys? So let's repeat this one. Okay, that's fine to learn from our mistakes. Okay, now before I start my business, I'm gonna change these numbers to be in terms of tens. Okay, so what we need to do is just let's start a new one. And again, guys, how can I put myself in the XYZ coordinate system? And then you go for limits. Okay, make this one 0 and 0. That's fine. And leave this one in terms of 10, 12 and 9. That's fine with me. But the problem when we draw that box, it was very small box. Okay, so you push enter. No need to say zoom all. And then when you start your box, I'm gonna start from the origin, which is 0. If you remember, guys, 0, 0, and then you push enter. And then when I move along that direction, let's make take this one. Okay. Okay, guys, this number, let's make it 5. and the next one is make it, let's make it say 8. Okay, and now for the height I'm gonna make it big number, let's say 4. Here you go. And then again I'm gonna take this one back to the A, to that location. Remember to go and change this one to a shade of gray. And now I'm ready to create a new format for the dimension style. Do we need, guys, to change our dimension style? No, because actually we did not do anything with the limits. So this means that your default dimension style is consistent with your default limits. Remember, usually we go for changing the dimension style in case I changed my limits. Clear, guys? Now I'm gonna repeat the step, or the step of user coordinate system again. Guys, you just simply write down UCS, and then you push enter, and then you pick up that corner, you pick up a point along that line if you decide to make your x-axis in that direction, and then you pick up any point along that vertical to put your XY coordinate system. And now it's time to go and put your dimension. I'm gonna go for aligned. You pick up this one, you pick up that one, and then you put your numbers. As you can see, guys, my numbers are 5.0. So it's better to go and get rid of all these zeros. So you are just creating your dimension style to do only one thing, just to get rid of this all zeros. And we also can make our text a little bit bigger. Okay, so it's better to remove this one and start from the beginning. Format, dimension style, and then I'm gonna go for annotative. The what? Which, do you mean this one, this panel? Okay, that's fine. And sometimes it's out of my hand. What can I do? Okay, so now it's annotative, guys, and then you say new, and then as usual I'm gonna give it a name, and then the only thing that you need to get rid of is all these zeros. What else we can make it bigger a little bit? This one, let's make it 0.3, for example. No. It's already 0.18. How can I make it 0.0? Okay, so this is another 0.3. Let's make this mark a little bit big. So let's make it 15. 1.5. In case we have centers. What else we can change, guys? This one was let's make this one 0.5. And this one, let's make it 0.15. And then say OK. And then set current. I don't know what is wrong with the shape, but anyway, we'll try and see if it will work or not. So you say close, and then you go for dimension, align it, pick up this one, pick up that one. Here you go, guys. Yeah, the only problem that I think the only thing that I messed up is the offset distance. So you go for mat again, dimension style, and then modify. See, guys, instead of putting 0.15, I put it 15. Okay, so this is 0.15. It makes sense now. And then say set current, and then close, and then again dimension style, align it, make this one, make that one. Here you go, guys. See, you can see, guys, that the 5 itself is taking is written in the plane that you created, XY plane that you created. Okay, what if I need to put something on the at that vertical line? Very simple. I can simply say dimension, and then all the time, guys, I go with align. Okay, I take this one, take this one. Here you go. Okay, now it's time to, what if you decide, guys, listen carefully. Now you can see that 5 itself and the 4 itself, they are written in a vertical plane. What if I decide to make my 5 in that horizontal plane? You got my point? If I decide to make my 5 in the horizontal plane, you can simply make that horizontal plane as your XY plane. Let me show you, guys. What we need to do, guys, to make my XY that horizontal plane is simply to rotate around the x-axis 90 degree. Clear? If I need to make my XY plane, which is at that moment vertical, if I need to make it horizontal, the only thing that you need to do is just to fix the x-axis and rotate around that x-axis 90 degree. Clear, guys, or not clear? So let's try. How can we do this? If you go back to the recording, I show you how to control the orientation by just clicking on that one. Which one you need to fix, guys? the x-axis, so you go with the first choice. See guys, once you click on the x-axis, the x is fixed and you are free to rotate around the x-axis. So what is the reason for actually making rotation around the x-axis is to make my xy plane a horizontal. So you can simply go and let your y in that direction, but I prefer to make my y in that direction. Okay, let's see what if I make my y in in this direction. Let's see what will happen, guys. See, now no need to do anything else. Now you are ready to put your dimension again. And please notice the difference between what we did before and what we will do right now. Okay, so if you go for dimension and then again align it, you pick up that corner, you pick up this corner. Here you go, guys. You see, your 5 is written in a very beautiful way. It's as if you lay it down on the ground. Okay, let me show you what is the difference between the first case by just using orbit. You see, guys, this is the first 5 and this is the second 5. So I'm not going to ask you to do it this way or that way, as long as you are aligned with that corner, with that edge. Clear, guys? So again, if you need your 5 to be drawn either vertically or horizontally, all the time you have to think, where is my xy plane? This is the key of your solution. You got it, guys? Now it's time to go and put the dimension on that surface. How can I put the dimension on that surface, guys? You can actually, from that location, I can still work on that surface. Let me show you. Okay, now I'm going to go for dimension, and then you go for again, align it. You pick up that corner, and you pick up this corner. Here you go, guys. You see? You wrote down, this is 8. If you are not sure about it, just simply go and look at it from any other direction. It is beautifully drawn in the on the horizontal plane. What if I need to make it vertical? Again, if I need to make it vertical, you have to let this surface be your x and y direction, guys. How can I let this one be my x and y direction? This time I rotate around which coordinate systems, assuming that I will not move my origin. To make this one my xy plane, guys, around which axis we need to rotate? So why you feel shy? Y axis, guys. Very simple. I need to bring my x to be here. One of them is already there, which is y, which means I have to fix it and rotate around y axis. Okay. So now we go and you go to coordinate that one, and then you pick up this time the y axis, and then what is the next, guys? Your y is already fixed. What we need to do right now is what? Is just put the rotation angle to make my x vertical, or I can simply pick up any point along that line, guys. If I need to bring my x in that direction, to be in that direction, so we should rotate 90 degree or negative 90 degree. What would be your rotation angle, guys, to make your x from here to move your x from that horizontal direction to that vertical direction? Think about it, guys. You are looking at that origin, you are looking at that coordinate system. It's as if you are standing somewhere here ahead of the y. So when you rotate your x, you rotate in the what? No, not counter. No, you are not looking from that side, guys. You are looking from that corner. So your x is rotating in the clock or anti-clockwise direction. فيها يا جماعة. You are standing at that location, and your x was somewhere here, and I need to take it up. This means that I'm rotating which direction? Clockwise. Is it clear? Should I repeat again? It will be anti-clockwise if you are looking from this direction, but I'm not looking from that direction. I'm always looking from the from the y direction. Wherever y is going, it's as if you are standing in front of that y. You are fronting the y. You got it? And then you look at the rotation angle. So again, guys, should I put negative or positive based on this one to bring my x up there? Negative, exactly. You are rotating clockwise. This means that your rotation is negative 90, or I can simply say 270. Okay, so you just simply put negative 90. Here you go, guys. Clear? Now it's time to put my dimension along that vertical side. What can we do? What can we do, guys? Nothing except to go to the dimension, and then you go to for what? As usual, align, and then you pick up this one, okay, and then you pick up that one. Here you go, guys. Is it clear or not clear? So this is how you put the dimension. Now, guys, what if I decided, let's assume, guys, that I have a circle on the top. Okay. Let's go to draw. And then let's assume that I have a circle on that top surface. Okay. Here you go. Push enter. What is wrong? Okay. Circle. Let's assume that the center of the circle is center of the face. And now it's time to put the here you go. Okay, now guys, I need to put the radius for that circle. What do you think? How can I put the radius for that circle? Do you think I can put the dimension while I am still in that coordinate system? See what will happen. Usually I go for a dimension, and then you pick up either radius or a diameter. Let's go for radius, and you will see what will happen, guys. When you draw that circle, unfortunately, you are enforced to draw in that XY plane, which is completely away from your circle. Okay, let's put the numbers, and let me show you what's happening exactly. Okay, let's go to this orb steering wheel, not this one actually. Navigation bar, why it's not there? Okay, let me bring it back. Here you go, guys. See? Do you think that you did the right thing? Where is your circle? Your circle is completely away from where you put your R. Exactly. I have to change my user coordinate system. Where should I put my user coordinate system, guys, this time? Where? On the top, exactly, on the top of the box. So first of all, you go and say user coordinate system, UCS, and then I can simply pick up that center, and then see, guys, there are another option other than, and I also explained it in the video recording. So please go back to the first video recording. Again, how can I change my user coordinate system? I can simply write down UCS, and then instead of putting the origin and then putting a point along the x-axis and then point on the xy plane, you can simply say, just click on a face, and then you come to that face, you pick up just the center or any of the corners of that face. You got it, guys? So by just clicking anywhere, and then you say accept, everything is oriented and on the top of that surface. Clear, guys? So there are two ways to go with the user coordinate system. Either you define each point one by one, and you define the origin first, and then you put a point along the x-axis, and then you put a point on the xy plane, which is taking a lot of time. You can make it very short by just clicking on a face and just simply clicking on one of the points on that face. Be sure, guys, that when you pick up that point, that your face becomes what? How did I know that I'm picking up a point on a face, guys? The color will change from the gray to the blue, and then simply click on the accept. Clear, guys? Okay. Now it's time to put the radius of your circle. You simply go to radius or diameter, and you can simply put your radius on the top of that surface. Here you go, guys. Because I was activating my center of the face, this is why my radius insists. Yeah, although I was grabbing the radius to be out of the circle, but it take me inside the circle. How can I get rid of that problem? You can simply deactivate your after you locate your UCS, deactivate your object snap, the 3D object snap. Okay, guys? And now I'm gonna again put dimension and then radius. You pick up the circle. Wherever you put your mouse, it will be located. You got it, guys? Before, I was activating the 3D object snap, and I was also activating the center of the face. This is why wherever I put this center, it's like it's as if it has a magnet, and it puts everything there. You got it, guys? What if I decided to make diameter? No problem. You see dimension, and then you go to for a diameter. You pick up your circle, and wherever you locate your diameter, it will settle there. Here you go. Again, guys, what is the problem with this one? Because I was activating what? The two-dimensional object snap. It take me to the corner. Okay? So let's try again. After deactivating that one, you go to dimension, and again you go to diameter. And now I don't think that, inshallah, you will not face any of this problem. Here you go. because he's making rounding. Remember, guys, we removed all the digits. So usually this one was 1.5. 1.5, the program make it a make it 2. You got it? But if you need to go and change your format, let's go and say how much exactly are those numbers. So you go to format, and then you go to where is the dimension style, guys? Bismillah. Yes, this one. And then remember to go and make modification for the for this one. Make it a fractions, and then you say okay. Be sure before you leave to say set current and then close. Here you go. See, these are the exact numbers. Clear, guys? Okay. So let's assume that I'm done with everything. Then I can simply, by the end of the drawing, I can simply take everything to my home screen. Okay. Not only this, guys, I need also to return my XYZ to the original location. Where was the original location, guys? If you remember, your X was in that direction, right? Your Y was in that direction, and your Z was along that vertical direction. Remember? So how can we do this? There are two ways to go. Either you say user coordinate system, and then you start picking up that one as your origin, and then a point along that one to make it your x-axis, and then a point along that the edge to make it your AXY plane. You got my point? Or you can simply, guys, click on that one and choose a world coordinate system. Which one? This is the one that you cannot control. This is the default coordinate system in your Autocad. Okay, so you say your world coordinate system. It simply in one click takes you back to the very first coordinate system that you started with. Clear, guys, or not clear? So this is an addition that you have to that I have to show you. Okay, what if we have something like this, guys? Yani, let's assume, guys, that I have that wedge. Remember, for the wedge, there was a condition for the wedge. If you just stay there for a while, it tells you, guys, that the direction. Please read that statement. The statement tells you what? The direction of the taper is always in the position x-axis direction, which means, guys, where is your x-axis? X-axis is that direction, right? Which means that your tapering will be in that direction. Okay. What if I decided to make my wedge such that my tapering will be along that direction? There are two ways to go. Either you go with the origin, just draw your wedge first, starting from let's say I'm going to start from this one, at that corner. How can I pick up that corner, guys? Remember, I have to go and activate the 3D object snap, and you go with a vertex. Remember, guys, and then you go and define the opposite edge, and then you go and you pick up this one as your as the height of your Okay, better to make what? Orbit, so you can see everything clearly while you are doing your business. Okay, so again, guys, I'm gonna say undo, and then wedge, undo. Okay, I can simply rotate this one this way. Better to remove this one for now. Okay, and now you are ready to go. Wedge. Sorry, this is the one that I'm intending to do. And then be sure to activate the vertex, which is already there. Pick up this one. And then when it comes to the opposite corner, pick up that one. And now, guys, you are ready to put the height by just picking up that one. Okay, guys, as you can see, guys, your wedge is along that direction. What if I decided to bring my wedge and locate it somewhere here? What should we do, guys? Okay, let's assume, guys, that I'm intending to put my wedge, okay, exactly in the middle of that surface. Exactly in the middle of that surface. Did you see what I mean? Okay, so first of all, guys, before I do anything, I have to go and say there is something important called extract edges. Extract edges. You go to for extract edges from this edit, and you click on that box. You see that box, guys, which looks like wireframe. And then when the program asks you for the object, I'm going to select that object. Okay, and then right click to finalize your business. Okay, what is the reason for extracting edges, guys? Let me show you what did I do first, and then later I'm going to tell you what is the reason for extracting the edges. Extract edges means what? Did I explain it in your class? Did I explain it? Okay, as long as I explain, that's fine. No need to know. What is the reason, guys, for extracting the edges then? if I explained last class.
You can extract edges separately, I think.
Okay, what is the reason for extracting the edges? Yani, for example, remember guys, when I told you my intention is to locate this one exactly at the mid of that surface, so it's better to يعني, for example, if I need to bring that line to the midpoint, I can simply say offset. Okay, when the program asks me for the offset distance, see guys, how much is that distance? How much is that distance? 5. So I'm intending to make offset with the half of the distance. So the offset distance should be 2.5, and then take that one and then move along that direction. You get it? Do you think it will work, guys? Let me see. Select object to offset. I should select that cannot offset that object. Why cannot offset that object? Because it seems like I'm not picking up the edges that I created. How did I know that I created edges, by the way? See, once you come to this one, it should show you this selection cycling. Remember these two layers, these two little boxes? Okay, guys, this one is not there for now. How can I bring it back? The setting, exactly, DS, and then you go for settings, and then be sure to go all the way to the right, selection cycling. Here you go, guys. This is why I cannot see the يعني لما جيت تختار المفروض كنت تختار الخط. But unfortunately, I was not able to choose the line because there is no selection cycling. It was always selecting the 3D object itself. هل ينفع نعمل offset 3D object؟ ما يتعملش، يتعمل فقط لحاجة 2 dimensional. Clear, guys? So now you go and say allow. Be sure that this one is active, this one is active, and then say okay. And then I think you will be able to make your offset. So you go for offset. Again, what's my offset distance? 2.5. Just simply right click enter, and then pick up that the one. Once you come closer, how come this one is not? Maybe the extract edges did not work. Let me see. Yeah, it works here, guys. Why it does not work? Yeah, it's there. You see? You see, guys? You see these two little icons, and then you go for what? Line, and then what is the offset? Should take me there. Okay, again, offset. Center, the distance is 2.5, and then okay, click on that one, take the line. What is wrong? Okay, what's the problem here, guys? Can somebody explain why I'm not able to make that offset? You need to choose the face. Okay, I agree with you, but you can do it without choosing the face, believe me. But let me change our XY plane to be we have to change our XY to be located on that surface, guys. Remember? What should we do? We can simply rotate around the x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction, right? Okay, yes. You go to for this one, and then when the number is 90, that's it. Now let's try if the offset will work or not. You say offset, and then I'm okay with the distance, and then take that number and move along that Here you go, guys. See? Sometimes you can make the offset without moving your XY on the surface, and sometimes it does not work. This time it does not work. This is why I have to bring it XY. But for sure, if you bring your XY and make it your new surface on the surface that you are intending to make the offset on, it will work. Clear, guys? Now tell me, I need to bring that one such that it will be located at that I mean the midpoint here will be located at that intersection, and my XY should be oriented along that direction. What can we do, guys? Alignment. الله ينور عليك. But you have to be careful when you use when you pick up the source and sources and sinks. Okay, so before I do this, guys, I prefer to make a move because they are not connected together, guys, and move it somewhere else so I can easily pick up any point on that surface. Clear, guys? Now I'm gonna go for align. Thank you so much, whoever give me that advice. What's your name? Shukran, Rash. Okay, now guys, select the object. Remember, guys, for the alignment, usually we pick up the object that will be moved. بختار الاوبجكت اللي هحركه مش اللي هتحرك اليه. So you choose that one and then right click and then be ready to to define your source and sinks. I prefer, guys, remember I told you that your first point is the most important one. So what we need to do, guys, is to do what? I need to pick up the midline, the mid of that edge, to be my first source. Do you agree? Okay. So you go and activate mid of midpoint on edge. You see this one, guys? It was not active. This is why I was not able to pick it up. So you pick up this one up. Better to get rid of these two. Okay. Later I'm going to activate that one, but for now I prefer to go for just midpoint of an edge. Clear, guys? And now I'm going to go to the pick up that one. Where should I locate it, guys? I should locate it at that also, by the way, we don't need actually to make that offset before, because we can also go for midpoint of that edge. But anyway, so you go for that one. This is the first source and first sink. What is the next point, guys? Somebody recommend me. Yes, second source. Where is the second source?
The middle of the lower.
Exactly, the middle of the lower edge there. You got it, guys? So you take the middle of that lower edge and go to the middle of the lower edge there. The very final one, which is what? I can pick up that corner, that vertex, and make it along that vertex. Somebody might tell me, but the distance here is not the same distance from here to there. I'm not caring about the distance, guys. I'm just caring about the surface. Because if you look at these 3 points, these 3 points are creating a surface which is exactly locating on that side, right? And these three points are also creating a surface which is also on that face, right? The face of the big box, right? Okay. So now I'm gonna pick up that one. I'm not able to pick it up. Why? Because I deactivated the vertex. So better to remove that one. Better to remove the midpoint of the edge and go for the vertex. And then you pick up this one and make it You got it, guys? So once you remove this one, that's it. Should I repeat again? Okay, undo. First of all, you go for what? Align. So I'm gonna recall it from the list. Align. Where is align? Here you go. And then it should be somewhere here. Edit. Not edit. I think modify. No, modify. Yes, this one. This one. It's in the modify list. Okay, clear, guys? Okay. Okay, select object. I'm gonna make left click, right click, and then be ready to answer the first question, source and sink. Okay, I told you guys the most important point is the first point. خلاص؟ يبقى إذا let's try, guys, that by mistake I pick up this one as my first source. Okay, let's see what will happen. You go for that one, and then you pick up that corner, right? Okay, and then be ready to answer the second question. I'm gonna pick up the mid of that edge, so I have to go and activate the mid of edge. Okay, then you go and pick up this mid and then go for the mid of that edge. The third source is to go for mid of that lower edge and then the mid of the lower edge there. You see, guys, where did you locate your objects? As I told you, the first point, it tells you exactly where your object will be exactly moved. Is it clear? So if you decide to move it to the left, then it's better to pick up the first source and the first sink on the left side. You got it, guys? If you decide to move it to the right, then it's better to pick up this one as your first source and this one as your first sink. Clear? If you decide to move it exactly to the mid, then you have to move the mid to the mid. Clear, guys? What is next, guys? After doing this business, what is next? Usually we'll go for union to make these two pieces as one piece. Here you go. It becomes one piece. And now, guys, actually this was not actually my intention. My intention is to show you how to add dimension for that surface. يعني هتلاحظ ان السيرفيس ده ماله يا جماعه؟ مايل. صح؟ How can I put some numbers which to be aligned with that one? Very simple. You know how to do it. First of all, you locate your object in the best location, and then Where should I put my X and Y, guys? Tell me. Somebody can tell me? Where should I locate my XY plane يعني for example, if I'm intending to put a dimension along that edge
And that's it.
in that direction, right? So again, let's go for user coordinate system. Where is it? I think, yes, here you go. And then I can simply pick up face and put remember guys, I need to activate the center of face, right? And then you go and just simply pick put it on that center. If it's not there, I cannot pick up the center of that face. Why? Let's remove that one and let's try again. Okay guys, see, I'm not able to locate the center of that face. Okay, because maybe he's considering this one as a face and the inclined one is not a face, but I don't know why it does not work. This does not make any sense for me. Anyway, let's assume that the face does not work. What is the next step, guys? What is the next step, guys? If the face does not work, I can go with the first option, locating everything one by one. You take this one as your origin. Okay, yeah, I don't know what is that list, but I'm intending to have that vertex actually as my okay, again guys, I'm going to repeat it again. You go for user coordinate system. When the program asks you for the first point, I go for that for this one. Okay, see, here you go guys, you see the surface now, the center of the first surface is active. Can you see it? So let's go for face and then simply man. Okay, anyway, what if I decide to locate it somewhere here? Be sure before you pick up your point that this surface is
This one.
no, I mean this surface is the active one. Okay, so you can simply pick up this one, but be sure to yeah, I was not picking up that vertex, guys. This is the reason that I was not able to locate that one. Here you go, I can pick up this one as my vertex. See guys, I'm not caring about the first choice because the first choice is not for everything. It's only for what? For the origin. And then when the program asks me for the I don't know what's okay, take it easy, man. User coordinate system. And then I'm gonna go for this one. And then here you go, guys. You see, I'm gonna pick up that one. Is the vertex is active? Yes, it's active. Why I'm not able to pick up this one? Okay, if it does not work, at least I can go for the middle of the edge, or I can activate also the what, guys? This one, and be sure the endpoint is there, or the intersection. Okay, so here you go. Even this one does not work. So what can we do, guys, in this case? See, I'm not able to locate anything. Actually, I cannot catch that one.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I don't know why it's not working. It should work actually because this is a vertex as any other vertex. Rotate what? What do you mean by rotating the shape? It will not help out. You mean this one this way? Okay, here you go. And then nothing works. You see? I cannot catch anything. So what can we do, guys? In this case, what can we do? See, I'm not able to locate the vertex on any of these things. Any recommendation?
Make the mouse align with
See, I'm doing everything. It does not work. I cannot make it by luck. I have to be exact, guys, in selecting the points. See, I tried everything. I tried two-dimensional in the point and the intersection. You see this one? I also tried the vertex. Yes. What do you mean by 2 point? You mean just locate the point by adding the numbers here in these little boxes? What do you mean by? I mean 3 points. This one. This is what we are doing right now, by the way. This is the option of the 3 points. What we are doing right now is the option of 3 points, by the way. See, I told you. See, the problem is that I am not able to catch this one. I go with face, it does not work. Didn't you see that the face does not work for the beginning? Okay. No, it's there. Everything is active, by the way. See? intersection was active, endpoint is active. Okay, guys, there is a very simple thing that we did before. It can help me out. Exactly. I have to go for extract edges again. And then when the program asks me for the object, select this one. So you can clearly see that this is an edge and this is an edge, and for sure there is an intersection between these two edges. Clear? Let's see if it will work or not in the edit. Okay, so now guys, I'm gonna go for that option. As you can see, the first one, I'm gonna locate this one at this intersection. Here you go guys, you see clearly there is an intersection. Here you go, you see. يبقى اذا لو واجهتني اي مشكله بعد كده وانا بحط الاكس والواي، قبل ما افكر ان انا الوكيت البوينتس، اعمل ايه يا رجاله؟ extract edges. It will make your life easy. And by the way, when you make extract edges, no need to activate the 3D object snap. Only 2D will work with you. Okay, so you pick up this one and then simply pick up that corner there. If it does not work, I can go for the all the way to that side. Clear, guys? Here you go. So how did I know that my XY is exactly located on that inclined surface or on that ramp? Very simple. I can go for the orbit. Here you go, guys. You see? You have to do this step, guys, before you proceed, because ساعات بتختار النقطة واي دي غلط، فتلاقي الخطين يبدو ليك ان هم منطبقين، التو planes, but actually they are not considered, they are intersecting. So be sure before you proceed and put your dimension to make that orbit view, and be sure that they are both parallel, not intersecting. Clear, guys? Now it's time to add my dimensions. You go for dimensions, you go for align it as usual. I'm gonna pick up this one and that one. Here you go. بص يا جماعه، ال1.7 كانها نازله من على الرمب نفسه، صح كده؟ Not only this, I can also put this repeat this corner and that corner. Here you go. You see ال5.6 او whatever ال5.6 هتلاحظ انها جايه بالظبط مع مع الرمب. واضح يا جماعه؟ ودي اصعب حاجه ممكن نعملها. طب افرض let's assume guys that I have also I draw a circle on that inclined surface. No problem. Here you go. خلاص. How can we put our dimension? Very simple. You can go for dimension, and then you go for radius or diameter, whatever you like, and then you simply pick up before you proceed, guys. Deactivate all the just to be sure wherever you locate your mouse, it will be there. So, and then you go for selecting that one, selecting the circle. Here you go, guys. Wherever you put it, it's as if you are writing down these numbers on that surface. Clear, guys? And I think this is the most difficult part in your business. تمام كده؟ طيب. Our business with the AutoCAD is done for today. Still, there is another explanation, but inshallah it will be next week. And now I think you will be able to finish up your assignment, because one of you guys asked if I should add the dimension to the 3D drawing or not. I don't know whoever asked that question, and I said yes, and I will explain it. And alhamdulillah, and I did. خلاص? Now, guys. Yes.
Regarding to the assignment 2, should we do every draw with 3D? It will be fine, or should we do the 3 views separately like previous time?
I didn't get your question. I don't know what's your question.
It is enough to do the 3D shape of every problem in the assignment?
No, I did not say that. Go through the statement, guys. Please don't ask me a question which is already there. I told you for each problem you have to do 2 things. You have to find the missing view, and after finding the missing view in a separate file, you create your solid model in another file. So don't repeat the questions, guys. It's already there. Okay, now let me take you back, guys, to this is the practice problem, right? So in this explanation, let me switch to the.
I did this one.
Okay, thank you. Now let's share this one. Okay, can you tell us how did you do it?
Me?
Can you share your experience with us? How did you start this one?
I did the top view.
You mean you did this top part first? Can you see the cursor for me? Okay.
I did the top view.
Okay.
I used the press icon.
Okay, press pull.
Yes.
Okay.
found a problem in the.
See, guys, we are sharing a better experience before I show you my own way. He said I started by drawing that top view first, and then you make brace pull.
Yes.
How far you go down there? What is the depth? What is the distance?
The middle depth is 13, but in the side is 19. The depth.
No, see, when you say brace pull, there's only one depth. There's no side. And
Yes.
how far did you go? You go down here. How much is that distance?
For this one, 13. For the.
Cannot be 13, man.
Yeah.
Look at the number.
I mean this one. For 45. I did 45.
Okay, and then so everything would be 45, including that corner. So it will be something like this.
And I did the angle, the triangle that I press it to
So you make a triangle here. You
Yeah.
create a triangle here, and then you make brace pull
Yes.
like this.
Yes.
Okay, but be careful. This distance is 45 up to that surface of the base, but this one is a little bit down. You got it?
Yes, I
So
can-
your depth should not be 45. How much it should be, guys? It should be the difference between what? 19 and the 13, which means that you have to add up another 6. You got it, guys? So this one should be 50, 51, right? This one should be with 51.
Yes,
Do you agree?
yes, I agree.
And then, see, guys, if you said 51, and then you'll be in a trouble after that. Why? The base. If you draw the base at 51, you mean if you draw it like two-dimensional like this, guys, and then you make another depth, which is supposed to be 19, you'll be in a big trouble because this distance is not 51. If you look carefully, this distance is 48, 45. Is there any easiest way, guys, to do? Yes.
We need to draw the base first.
Okay, so here is the best way, guys, to deal with this problem. You have to draw the base first. Of course, you'll draw it as a 2D. Yani when you draw it this way. When your X and Y was
Top of you, right?
was like this, exactly. So you draw a very simple two-dimensional surface like this. Eh?
We can do the box and by fillet.
Yes, you can do whatever. See, guys, I'm not getting into the details. I'm not here to show you how to draw two-dimensional. This is an old business. I'm just here to show you how to proceed in that problem in a very simple way, without getting into the details of two-dimensional drawing. خلاص انت بقيت بروفيشنال في two-dimensional. خلاص? Okay. So now you take this one like this. You take this one like this, and then you reorient your surface such that you can see whatever you produced right now, such something like this, at the 3D. Usually this will be your x-axis, right, guys? And this will be your y-axis, z-axis, I'm sorry. And this will be your y-axis. Okay, tell me, what is the next step, guys? Is to make what? Press pull or extrude, right? Which one should work in this case? Press pull or extrude? Why extrude will not work? Exactly, the extrude cannot work with the separate pieces because usually you draw this one as separate than this line. So the only one that can work for these cases is a press pull, not the extrude. Remember, guys. So once you make your extrude, you will end up by having that surface, that part without the top, right? Clear, guys? Now, what we need to do after creating that base like this is to go and move our user coordinate system such that it will be on the top of that surface. This will be your X, and this will be on your Z, and this will be your A, your Y. Somebody might tell me where exactly I should locate the origin. Man, this is your business. As long as you guarantee that your X and Y is on the top, that's fine with me. You can put your X, Y in the mid, it doesn't matter. And then what is next, guys? Is to draw that the projection of that shape. Like this. Okay? And then you make what? Exactly. You make press pull for that surface. So you end up by exactly 45.
But if we go for the front You will face a problem.
No, there is no problem with the front view. What is the problem? We did not finish yet, by the way. We did not finish our business yet. See, guys, I'm done with that step. But still, there is a groove here. You have to go down a little bit, a distance which is supposed to be 13. Take it easy, man. What you're gonna do is the following: is you can see you can go this way, and then after that, what can we do? I can extend that line. See, guys, you see there is a corner here. You see that corner? You can extend this line a little bit down. How can I extend that one a little bit down, guys? In other words, guys, is there any important for extending that line, or the most important one is to extend that one a little bit down 6 millimeter? Which one is more important? Is to extend that one, right? This one. Tamam? And then okay guys, just عشان الحتة دي صعبة شوية. Okay, let's assume that this is exactly what we have. It's like I made zoom in. Okay. Remember that this one should be 6 millimeter down, right? Am I right? Okay. Now, if I decided to change this one to, remember guys, we have one of the option is wire A, wire frame. So whenever you draw any line, you can easily see the line from the beginning to the A, to the top. Clear? Am I clear about this one or not? Okay. Now, you still have that problem. This part is there. This solid part is there, right? And this one should be A6 below. What can we do here, guys, in this case? Eh? Offset for what? Okay. Here is exactly what we need to do, guys. First of all, you go for that one, and you make press A. You see this triangle all the way down, and you make press pull. Then you will end up with a shape like this. معلش انا هخليها ارسمه من الداخل، انا ما يهمنيش الخارج. هتنتهي بشكل عامل كده، لكن ستيل في جزء ايه، طبعا ده مش رايح للاخر خالص، ده اللي نازل المفروض ايه، عايزين ننزل ده 13، هتلاقي الشكل عندك عامل كده، صح؟ مش ده اللي واجهكم يا جماعه ولا ايه؟ ده كده الشكل من الداخل. Okay, all this one is fine. I have no problem with this. But I still need to get rid of A. That little part, guys. How can I get rid of that little part? You can draw a rectangular and then press it? No. See, guys, I can easily draw something on the top of that because this is still in wire frame shape, right? I can still draw another triangle here and take that triangle and make press pull. So it's as if you added another part inside the first one. And then the very last thing is to go for what? Subtract. Remember? بعد ما ترسم الجزء اللي مغلبك ده، تمام؟ تروح جاي عامل له سبتراكت من الجزء الكبير. دي طريقه. في ايه الطريقه الثانيه الاسهل بكتير من كده؟ في طريقه اسهل بكتير يا رجاله من كده، ايه هي؟ ترسم انه خط.
يعني نقفل المربع الاريا اللي في الوسط قبل نرسم الوجه.
Okay, you mean okay, here you go. This is the top of your object of the base. And then your intention is to just draw full box like this. Okay, like this. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we press it up to 50. يعني 6 ملم.
Okay, okay, I agree with you. So you guys, see guys, your colleague actually, this is his plan. I like it. See, this is the top of your surface. Okay, something like this, and then he decided to draw a rectangle like this. Is that what you are intending to do? Okay, and then we press it up to 30, 13. I'm sorry. So you are a little bit down, and then you'll end up, guys, by removing that part. معايا يا بدر? So you'll end up by removing this one completely. Here you go. And then this is an empty box, totally empty box. And then finally you make that ايه؟ الله ينور عليك. This is
في خط حق اللوت 19 البطولة.
ما هو 19 اهو.
ايوه بيكون ممتد اساسا بيمر من هاي.
Okay, just one moment, guys. See, let me erase everything. I like your way. Just one moment. Let me explain what your colleague meant. Guys, what he did, he just drew the full base with a height of 19. Okay, forget about the details. And then he come and he draw a solid box starting from the top, and he went 45 all the way to the top. Clear? Clear, guys? And then I'm gonna draw a rectangle like this. Of course, he will make extract edges, and then he will end up by making 3 offsets. Okay? And then he take that rectangle a distance equal to what? 45 plus 6. So this distance is totally how much? 50, 51. Clear? So after he did that business, he ended up by having that shape, guys. Forget about the other base. I'm just focusing on that part. It's as if I make zoom in around that part. Clear, guys? Now he take that corner and he connected to that corner. Remember that originally he has a corner there. Remember that we have that corner there, and then he simply make brace pull. This is a very easy way and very simple way to deal with a problem like this. As I told you guys, there are a lot of ways. Then out of your experience, you'll end up by selecting this one and forgetting about the other one. Okay. Now let's move to the next problem. Whoever wants to go, عايز تروح الحمام اتفضل يا بدر. Guys, how can we deal with this problem? This problem is very easy, by the way. This problem is very easy. First of all, before the web, you can go and draw the regular box. That whole shape. Okay? Yes. Back or on this one? Yeah, by the way, this one has some problems, by the way. This line should be removed. It's not there. Okay, guys? Is that your question? The location of the center itself, you mean, or the box? XY coordinate system? Yes, Allah ينور عليك. See, guys, look carefully. I forgot about this one. Thank you for bringing my attention to this one. See, guys, this is your front view. This is your front view. But if I told you that you're gonna deal with this problem, you're gonna deal with that problem, you will deal with it as if from the first angle projection theory, right? So if I told you that this is your front view, do you think that you'll be able to find the left side view? You will be able to find only the right side view, which means that when you draw it as it is. It's as if this is your X and this is your Y and this is your Z, then your front view will be in the ZY. It's no longer in the XY. You got it? XZ. معايا؟ وصلت ولا عيد تاني؟ Okay. So now, guys, we are done with that box. And then we locate the center of that circle. You draw a very simple circle here. Remember, guys, to activate this one to become your new XYA plane, right? And then you make what? Brace pull for that circle to draw that cylindrical A part. Now you move to the top. What can we do with the top? Again, you locate that circle first, and then you draw your circle, and then again you make your press pull to end up by drawing that a cylindrical part. Clear? And then you go and locate your your little box, and then again you make press pull to end up by drawing that cube. Clear, guys? The very last thing is to do what? I can go and draw just a very simple rectangle like this. Okay? And that rectangle I can make press pull to end up by having that box. Okay? And then finally make chamfer. Remember, guys, this an edge, we can make something called the chamfer. For there is a 3D chamfer and there is a 2D chamfer. Okay? So how can we make that chamfer? How can we make that chamfer? Very simple, guys. If you look carefully, this angle is how much? This angle is 45. So what can we do is to imagine that I have an angle here making 45. See, guys, I'm gonna just look at that side. See, this is the side of that box, guys, and then your angle is what? 45. This means what? That the chamfering distance here, which is supposed to be the height, which is what? 10. We should have also another 10 from that side. Why? Because the angle is what, guys? Is 45. This is one of the ways. What is the second way, guys? The second way is like this. I'm just gonna draw that box which has the length from here to there. That's it. يعني كأنك هتقسم دي لايه؟ لجزئين، جزء بوكس لحاله وبعد كده الجزء الثاني هتعمله بايه؟ The second part. How can I create the second part, guys? Exactly. You create a wedge here. دي طريقة تانية، وبعد كده اعمل كله على بعضه يونيون، صح؟ طيب في طريقة ثالثة لسه هشرحها في الفيديو ريكوردنج الجاي، ان بعمل حاجة اسمها سلايس. خلاص؟ ورسكشننج، بتيجي كأنك كأنك معاك سكينة وبتيجي تحدد الاورينتيشن بتاعها وتروح جاي شايل الجزء ده. خلاص؟ طيب let me show you how to do the chamfer in the AutoCAD. So let me switch back to the AutoCAD, guys. Stop this one for now. Share AutoCAD. Okay, guys. Let's assume that I need to make chamfer for that edge, any of these edges. Okay, let's draw a regular another box just to make my life easy. Okay, now I'm going to take everything to the home screen. Not only this, I have to take it to the world coordinate system. Okay, now guys, let's assume that I have another box. Forget about the one that I created. Okay, and now imagine that this box actually is very similar to that part on the top of that camera. Okay, so camera. Okay, what can we do? I have to go for modify or edit. Modify, guys, is for 2-dimensional. But I have to go for edit. Edit is for 3D. Which one I have to choose, guys? Here you go, guys. You have two choices. Chamfer, but now it's not chamfer of the corner, it's chamfer of the edge, as you can see from the picture, guys. Okay? The other option is what? Is fillet. Okay, let's go for chamfer. When the program asks me for the distance, better to put the two distances. Each one is how much, guys? طبعا هنا الدايمنشن دي مختلفه عن الثانيه، مش هحط 10 زي الثانيه دي، هي كلها على بعضها ما تجيش 10، صح؟ خلينا نقول التو ديستانس 1.2 مثلا، والديستانس الثانيه برضو زيها. ايه السبب انها زيها يا جماعه؟ ان الزاويه كانت 45، صح؟ and then you go to the edge. Here you go, and then right click. Not only this, guys, you still your chamfer is active, which means what? If you need to increase that distance, okay, let me get out of the orbit, show you exactly what I mean. You can come to this one, and then you can increase your You see the points? Of course, أنا مش هاخد بقى راس السهم وأحركه فوق وتحت، لا. You see that dynamic option? You can simply write down your option, new option 1.8, for example, or 1.5. Here you go. And then you go to click on that one. Here you go. If I need to make this one 1.6 or 1.7, very easy. You got it, guys? So دي الطريقه اللي انا هعمل بيها الرسمه اللي هي بتاعت الشغل. طبعا في الاخر بتعمل انتر عشان تطلع. طيب let's try something else بالمره بقى طالما احنا اتكلمنا في الموضوع ده. The other one, which is what? How to make fillet. You simply, before you pick up the edge that will be filleted, you have to go and define your radius. Let's make our fillet radius something big. Let's say 2. and then be ready to pick up the edge. Here you go, guys. Enter. Not only this, I'm still active. Are you happy with that one? If you are happy, just push another another enter, and that's it. If you are not happy, you have to go and يعني for example here I'm gonna click on that one again. Okay, undo. Okay, you go to edit and then fill it, and then you go to radius. Let's assume that the first radius I just choose it randomly, and then later I'm gonna fix it. Let's try this one first, or that one, guys. Okay, if you are happy, that's it. Enter. Not only this, you can make you forgot that your radius was wrong, so you have to go back and click on that one. Okay, and then you put the new radius. Let's say that the new radius is 1.7, for example. Here you go. Are you okay with this one? Yes. Double enter. That's it. ماشي يا جماعه. طيب. Now let's go back to our. احنا كده مفيش وقت فاضل للاسف، بس يعني خليني بسرعه عشان يبقى عدينا على جميع المسائل، ويبقى مالكش ملناش حجه في في ان احنا مش قادرين نبدا المساله. اوكي. What is the best way, guys, to do what is the best let's say how can we do this method, the best method to deal with this problem? Okay. Keep, of course. Okay, share new application, share. Okay, anyone can help me out? How can I start that one, guys? Any recommendation?
Books and do your slide.
Okay, we can say, guys, we start by drawing that box, just very regular box like this, right? And then we can come to that box and draw a little rectangle here, which has dimension how much by how much, guys. You can figure out this distance is 8, and that width should be how much? The total distance is 70. You subtract 44, you end up by having that number, right? And then you make you make press pull, right or wrong, guys? Okay, so you are done with that part. Whatever you did here, you will repeat it again, guys, from that side. Okay, so you will end up by having another, you rotate that one. It's as if you have that box, guys, here. You see this one? You see what I mean? And then you end up by making press pull. هيبقى في طلع عندك جروف كده. واحد هيقول لي بس انت الكلام ده ملوش علاقه بالايه. هقول لك ما انت لما تيجي تاخد الشنفر هيبقى كل التغييرات دي هتاخد عليها. معايا؟ طيب. Now, guys, what is next? Better to slice? Yes, we can go slice, but I did not explain slice. No. See, guys, see اول برودكت عندنا بعد ما عملنا الفتحتين كان حاجه بالمنظر ده كده. كلكم موافقيني؟ الشكل كان كده. This is your shape. This is your first product. Do you all agree about this? نعمله ايه تاني؟ لسه اشرحها لكم يا جماعه. I take that edge. Exactly. Chamfer. Be careful بقى من الشامفر distance. اول شامفر distance along الخط ده هتبقى هي المسافه كلها اللي هي كام؟ 70. صح؟ مش عايز ترجع بالكورنر ده يبقى كل لغايه ما توصل لده. مظبوط؟ طيب والشامفر distance الثانيه هتبقى كام؟ انت عايز تنزل لغايه مسافه هتبقى 10 من القاعده، صح؟ طب والارتفاع كله كان كام؟ يبقى الشامفر ديستانس الثانيه كام؟ 35. الله ينور عليك. يبقى هتنتهي ان الشكل ده تيبيكال هيبقى عندك ما عدا حاجه واحده، اللي هي مين؟ اللي هو الاخ ده. بسيطه. اعمل فيه ايه؟ How can I draw that shape, guys? Exactly. I can make square here, but be careful guys when you make your press pull البريس بول هيبقى بربنديكولار كده. يعني متخيل المنظر عامل ازاي؟ الشكل عامل كده، والمفروض ده ايه؟ لو عملت بريس بول البريس بول دايما بيبقى فيرتيكال على السطح. you got my point؟ بس انا عايز السطح بتاعي يبقى ايه؟ يبقى فيرتيكال كده. يلا نفكروا فيها بطريقه احسن. يس. اعمل بيه ايه بقى؟ what should I do with the user coordinate system؟ okay. I'm gonna follow up your steps, but there is still ambiguity about where should I put it. Okay guys, see guys, this is your ramp. Imagine that this is my shape. First of all, I'm gonna make extract edges and make offset for that line to put it there عشان يبقى متناسق ماشي مع ده كده. يا جماعه شايفين الخط ده؟ This is this line. Okay. And then I'm gonna put my XY to be in that A. This is my X axis and this is my Y A. My Y axis. صح كده؟ Am I right؟ لا. لو الواي اكسس حطيتها، لو ده الاكس اكسس حطيته مع الميل، يبقى الواي اكسس بتاعك هيبقى ايه؟ لازم يبقى عمودي على السطح. مظبوط؟ صح ولا انا غلطان؟ طيب يبقى الاحسن نعمل ايه يا جماعه؟ Very simple. I can just simply move my x and y to be this way. بحيث ان الاكس تبقى ايه؟ تبقى هوريزونتال عادي خالص، والواي هي اللي تبقى ايه؟ فيرتيكال. واضح؟ معايا؟ طيب السؤال يا جماعه، هل هتفرق معايا؟ يعني هل كونك خليت الوضع الاولاني ده خليها ارسمه بلون مختلف، is there any difference if I put my x like this and by default my y will be perpendicular to this, or if I put my x horizontal and my y will be vertical, as long as I'm ايه؟ I'm just I'm intersecting with that line. Which one is better? There is no difference to be honest with you. طيب بعد ايه الغرض يا جماعه من القصه دي؟ What is the reason actually for moving our xy plane to that location? So I can be easily draw that a triangular shape. You see that triangular shape guys? Eh? Exactly. So you draw that little rectangle there. So now you guarantee that this line is what? Is vertical. صح? And this line is going with that inclined surface, and this line is horizontal. And then finally you make what? You make press ايه؟ make press pull. معايا يا جماعه؟ دي اسهل طريقه ممكن تعمل بيها الايه الشكل ده. واضح؟ طيب في طريقه ثانيه. ايه هي الطريقه؟ تعمل ايه؟ اه
يعني ما نمد الفتحه هذه كامله الى الاخير، خليها الى النص ونسوي مربع.
صعبه شويه. طيب ايه رايكم يا جماعه لو انا عشان اوفر خطوه واحده من اللي انا عملته، ايه رايكم لو انا كنت رسمت الشكل اللي تحت كده وبعد كده اعمل ايه؟ بريس بول، وبعد كده اجي على السطح ابدا اعمل بريس بول للفتحه دي. معايا؟ دي اسهل حاجه تقدر تتعمل في الرسمه دي. طيب let's go to the next one. ما عندناش وقت تقريبا. اوكي جايز. ما يرسم؟ ما بيوركش الشكل الاخير؟ because I was sharing the application not sharing the. Okay, keep. Let's go and share. Stop sharing this one. Sharing the window itself, entire screen. Okay, and now if I draw anything, I think you'll be able to watch it. Let's try. Can you see this? Can you see this one? Okay. Okay, guys, this is an extra problem, but let's postpone it to the end. Guys, how can I deal with this problem? How can I deal with this problem? Box and circle. Okay. Yes.
Can we draw the
This part?
yes, and make the
Okay, I like your solution. See, guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop at the beginning of that curved surface, because the curved surface starts from here. Then I'm gonna draw that shape like this, and then make press pull for everything. And now you come to this surface and you draw half circle, and then you make press pull. Clear, guys? And then you come to this one, and
press inside, it will make a hole, right? If I press inside.
yes, this is what I'm saying. I said press pull means you are pressing inside, not on the edge. Okay? So now, guys, what about this one? I can easily bring my XY here, somewhere here, after making extract edges, and simply draw a rectangle like this, sorry, triangle like this, and then make بريس بول. دي الطريقه الوحيده اللي تريح دماغك بيها، لان ممكن تيجي تعمل، فاكر كان بيقول لك التيبرنج في اتجاه الاكس اكسس، وبعد ما تعمل التيبرنج تعمل الاين. لا، انا I prefer to go with this one. I always draw this side area and then make press pull. Now, guys, what is next? What is next is to go and locate my XYs all the way to the back, and then on that surface I'm gonna draw that shape, half circle, and there is another half circle inside. Clear, guys? And then you make what? Press pull. How far I should go? Should I go this whole distance? Of course I have to go 15, and this is the easiest way to deal with this problem. That's it. And finally, after we do all these things, guys, what should we do? What should we do? The very last step before the dimensions. Exactly, union. I have to make a union, and then I can add my dimension at the very last step. Yeah, you extract the edges. Better to extract the edges, guys, before you make your dimensions. Okay, this is a very good recommendation. Before you think about adding any dimensions in any place, better to go and make extract edges. Okay, guys, المسألة دي زيادة بس عشان انا حطيتها الغرض لان فيها شغل كتير. تمام. Guys, how can we deal with this problem? Any recommendation? Guys, by the way, this line is not, this surface is not vertical. As you can see, this is making a tangent to the cylindrical shape. Any recommendation, guys, for that shape? This one? Okay. Okay. So when you make press pull, it will be something like this. So I'm gonna go with your recommendation of your colleague, guys. I'm gonna draw this one as 2D. تمام كده رجاله؟ And then make press pull only for that thickness, which is 20. Of course, you draw everything 2D and make press pull. Everything will be done in one step. Okay. Now, what is next, guys? Is to move your X and Y to be located here on that surface. This is your X, and this is your Y, and this will be your Z, of course, if you are following the A. And then what should we do? You see that cross section, guys? It looks like what? Rectangle, right? So I'm gonna draw that rectangle here. طبعا انت هتشوفه هنا دوتد لان هو من ورا، بس طبعا انت تقدر تعمل ايه؟ قبل ما تشتغل تعمل ايه؟ تعمل orbit. Use your orbit. خلاص؟ So and then you move a distance. How far I should go? I should go all the way to the back. يبقى if you subtract 20 out of 70, you will end up by having this 150. Are you following me, guys?
Not the part of the triangle, no, rectangular.
What's your question?
Yes.
You draw a rectangle up there here. ماشي يا جماعه. And then you make press pull for that rectangle. What is next, guys? What is next? الراجل اللي قاعد يلعب في الماوس ده اسمعني، صدقني والله هفيدك يعني، حتى لو انا ما بفهمش يعني هفيدك برضه. See, guys, look carefully. If you look at that view هتلاقي هنا دي كأنها عبارة عن دايرة وفي خطين ممسين كده، صح؟ طب ما انا اعمل الكلام دوت هنا، انقل الاكس والواي like this and then you locate your circle on the top there. Clear guys? And then you start making your two tangents. Now be careful from what we're gonna do. Take that one, I mean this area, and make offset a distance equal to what? The thickness, which is 10. Do you agree? خلاص? Then go back to that cylindrical shape. Draw another circle in the mid. Draw another circle in the mid, such that this circle will be how much? The radius of the smaller circle. How can I recognize this radius? See, the big one is how much, guys? 30, and it has a depth of 6 millimeter. And then the next one is what? 20, and this one sibur. Sibur means go all the way to the back. واضح? So now, see guys, remember guys that there is a little extension at the back here in that direction. Do you see this part? Do you see that extension? How can I recognize, how much is that distance, guys? Somebody can tell me? Exactly. How did you calculate it? Exactly. See guys, the total distance is 40.
40 minus 35.
Exactly. You take 25 first, and then you take another 10. You end up by having 5. So what should we do, guys? I should make press pull in that direction, a distance 5. Do you agree? This is the first press pull. And then make another press pull in that direction, a distance equal to how much? 35, right? So far so good? Okay, now you come to that surface. You see this surface, guys, and you draw the circle of 20 millimeter radius. واضح؟ خد بالك انا عندي 3 سيركل هنا يا جماعه. عندي السيركل الخارجيه خالص اللي هي كام القطر بتاعها؟ 60. عندي النكست سيركل القطر بتاعها كام؟ ثرو هول 25. يبقى اللي جوه دي 20 يا جماعه، اللي هي القطر 20. يعني نص القطر كام؟ 10. النكست 1 بالقطر 30، يعني النص قطر كام؟ يعني من الاخر لو بصيت للثلاثه، if you look at the 3 circles guys بالترتيب، الراديوس اللي بره كام؟ 30 صح؟ The next one is 15. The very next one is 10. خلاص؟ الخلاصه ان انا جيت للشكل ده بقى كده. هرسم لك الحته دي لحالها يا جماعه، ماشي؟ احنا قلنا دي الدايره اللي هي نصها قطرها كام؟ 10. هروح جاي اعمل ايه؟ هرسم دايره ثانيه هنا. نص قطرها كام يا رجاله؟ لا حرام عليكم، ما بكلمش نفسي انا. كام؟ 15 اكزاكتلي اهي. واخد الجزء اللي في النص ده. طبعا لما تيجي تعمل بريس بول هياخد الجزء، بياخد لو قلت نقطه هنا بياخد المساحه اللي جوه دي، ملوش علاقه بالمساحتين اللي بره معايا. وبعد كده هاو فار شود جو جايز؟ اكزاكتلي 6. مش محتاجين تفكروا الوقت ده كله اهي. didn't we say that the depth of that part is 6؟ دي طريقه، في مليون طريقه تقدر تعمل بيها مع المسائل، بس دي اعتقد دي اسهل طريقه وابسط طريقه. ماشي يا جماعه؟ معلش يمكن انا خدت وقت المحاضره كامل منكم، بس يعني you have to help me out. هتروح البيت نفس الكلام اللي انا قلته لك ده، هرفع طبعا الكلام ده على اليوتيوب، هتبدا انت تنفذه على الاوتوكاد. ماشي يا رجاله؟ we still have 10 minutes. اللي عايز يشتغل يشتغل، اللي عايز يمشي يمشي. انا مش I think I'm done for now. Let me stop the recording.